was working in Mwanza, and there was a moment that my boss could yell a lot at me, and would yell back. And we just end up having big arguments that didn't have solutions. Then after I started practicing NVC for myself, my family, children, and there was this moment that she yelled again. And instead of yelling back, I stepped back. And I took care of myself, knowing what I needed. And for the first time, I was able to tell her no. She wanted to talk to me. I was not ready. So I was so happy that I could write to her expressing my need for space and self-care before going back and talking to her. It's a moment for me that really transformed me. And I keep that message with me. Like, I have the right to say no. I have a choice when I'm ready to face a situation. And I have to be responsible for my own health and my own feelings and needs before putting someone else's. I want to face her when I already know what I need and I've met my needs. Then it will be easier for me to understand her needs behind the anger that she was feeling towards me. Coming here has been so supportive to me because now I'm ready to face her. When I get back home, I will call her and I'm ready to talk to her because I feel I'm in this comfort zone to have a conversation more than what would have happened before I found my needs, because I found my needs and I went ahead and followed my heart. I took another job opportunity that was waiting for me, and I'm so happy that I made that decision because I needed space. I needed to be appreciated, to be seen and heard, and that's what I'm getting with where I am now. So it has really helped me, and I now understand her needs.
Organic farming is new to the Philippines. And this commercial farming where you have to produce much also comes with the use of fertilizer, synthetic fertilizer, and these things. So I'm trying to advocate really for farmers to shift from conventional farming into sustainable agriculture, going back actually to the traditional way of producing. So we have this, around 50 farmers shifted. But after 1 year of the 54 farmers, after 1 year, 15 went back to conventional farming. And my initial response is, why do you have to come back and other things? We have gone to different trainings and I tried to, so on all these jackal things, me blaming them, why are they not continuing? Then listening to their needs, they did not express it, but now I'm with a new lens of looking at it. Because when you shift from conventional farming to organic farming, the first 2, 3, 4 croppings, when you transition, the yield will go down. And so when the yield will go down, the farmer's income and economic sustainability was threatened. Had I not had an NVC, I will blame them. And since I'm a priest, I have the power really and authority. Go back to it. But now I understand and I'm able to handle this, that, they're afraid that they might lose income because they know that their income is going down before the soil becomes back to normal and the yield will go up. Because of my ability and the skill to be able to sense their need, even their own feelings, then I become more relaxed and even not so tense or reacting to the situation negatively. I allowed the situation of their moving back to conventional farming kept into my heart because I understand their need.
Recently, there was a poster made in our organization, and they took a photograph from my Facebook account and put it there in the poster to showcase their work. And now I'm shifted from there. So I just saw that, oh, that photograph is from my Facebook because it's not anywhere else. And then I just saw that through the AI, they removed me from the picture. So that moment I was like very shocked and frustrated, and I needed information about it, and I needed more respect in a way that I could get an information that they are taking the photograph from my Facebook account and they are removing me from that group and with the help of AI. So that moment I had such an enemy image about those two people who created it, the poster, that I immediately went to the Facebook and shared that original photograph. So, and after 3 minutes, I deleted it. I came back to myself and I asked myself what I'm doing and from what energy I'm doing it. I have judgment about them that they don't want to acknowledge my contribution and they think that I'm gone out of the group, so I don't matter. At the same time, I want myself to matter. And I don't know what has happened and why they have done it. I need to ask them before I make my own stories. And I would not like to believe on my stories. And what I did right now, sharing the original photograph, is I wanted other people to see that what was the original photograph. I was there. So, and I did not enjoy it. So I removed. And after some time, I worked more on it, and then I don't need to even talk to them now. I'm fine. I'm happy. So just within me, I could dilute that enemy image.
I remember one of the scenario where my father had a friend and he visited to our place, and he was elder enough for me to call him father, and he stayed until it was late, around 10, and my dad asked me to escort him, and I was really tired that day. And I said no to my dad. I told him, Dad, I can't do this right now. I'm really tired and I need some rest. So maybe if I could call a motorcycle guy and he could come and pick him up. And I spoke it in front of his friend as well. So the friend really gave an expression like he was shocked seeing me saying those words. But later on, my dad came to me and told me like, I wish I had that thing in you, the power for you to express it, because he told me like, I've been raised in a Maasai community whereby you have to respect the elders. And now you have changed me as a father. I can now see you what you explained and given me clearly in a good intention way. So that really changed me, and I saw NVC. It has gave me more power of expressing what I needed honestly and saying no, not only to see that my need matters, but also other people's need matter. And how can we attain both needs? So that was really the power of NVC in my life that I experienced.
That organization is almost like my baby. I started the school, and the school is till grade 12th. And with a lot of support from my team, the school is doing extremely well, and a lot of accolades, awards for the school. Parents are happy, children are happy, my staff is happy. So that was my happy place for everyone. We have created a very good space. I worked very well with my boss, shared a very good rapport. And I am a compassionate person, I believe I am. And when the war broke out, and daily I'm looking at images of children dying, and children have not created war. Children have not caused war. And I have liked some post on social media which shows my compassion, which shows that I care for children, and which shows that I'm against war of any kind with anybody, regardless of which country, which religion. I get to know that a journalist has written an article about me, which called me a terrorist, which called me Hamas supporter, which called me anti-Hindu. I have lived with Hindus all my life. All my friends are Hindus. I mean, never been a problem. And I was then called by my management to come back from the retreat that I was. And I was called directly to the head office and asked to resign. I asked them if you are unhappy with my work. And they said, no, we are very happy with your work. In fact, my last appraisal, my boss had given me 25% hike. So then I said, if you're so happy with my work and my connection with you is through work, why should I resign? He said, I am under a lot of pressure. There is a lot of pressure on me to ask you to leave. So if you resign, it will be easier for you. And we'll give you a good recommendation letter. And I thought it was unfair. And it didn't sit right with me that I just resign. Even before I met them, they had given their words in the newspaper saying that whatever she has liked has nothing to do with us. It's her opinion, and we don't believe what she believes, and we have nothing to do with her. And they were putting pressure on me from other people, to the extent that they put pressure on me that I will not get my gratuity money because I worked for 12 years. So, and they even put pressure on me that I may have to leave the country because they are connected to big people, they're powerful, they have resources, you don't have resources. But something in me said, I will stand with what I believe in, and I didn't want, because if I had resigned, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself. So I didn't resign, and I was going to school, working as normal, and one day I come back to work, from work, and the lady who had written the article is very pro-government and very anti-Muslims. And I hear a lot of messages coming to my phone, and I see that before I got to know that I'm terminated, she had put it on her Twitter page that Parveen Sheikh is sacked. And I checked my email, and very quietly my management has sent me a letter stating that you are terminated. So I thought I had built such good rapport with them for last so many years. I was really needing a detailed conversation and dialogue, which I didn't get an opportunity for. And what was very surprising, that a lot of people who did not know me stood up for me. So a lot of people wrote emails to my boss saying that what you're doing is wrong. Some newspapers were supporting me. In fact, one newspaper wrote an editorial on me, supporting me. So the more support I was getting from newspaper, the more angry that journalist got. She made a 45-minute YouTube video on me. And she went through each and every post of mine, trying to tell people why you should hate Parveen Sheikh, because she has liked this post, she has liked that post. And all the other journalists were very surprised that she has gone to that extent that she made a 45-minute video saying why you should not support Parveen Sheikh. And there was a petition filed by some journalist in my favor that we support Parveen Sheikh. And a lot of people were liking that, supporting that petition. But I have a lot of mornings I couldn't say bye to my students. I couldn't say bye to my teachers because it was May month. So only my admin staff was there, and it was so abrupt, and there was no farewell. And also the management had very clearly instructed the teachers to not be in touch with me. So the loss of job was one part, but losing so many people with whom I connected for years was one big loss. Even with my boss, I shared a very good rapport, connection, and I mourn that I'm no longer able to talk to him. I have done my best at school. I have no regrets with anything that I have done, but the loss was too abrupt. And I'm trying to get jobs, but people are not giving me jobs because they're scared that if they hire me, probably the government will come after them. So nobody doubts my capability as a leader, my capability as an educator, nobody doubts it. But yet nobody's taking that first step to offer me something. And it is very contradictory. People calling me a terrorist, and I'm somebody who's practicing NVC, wanting to spread NVC, wanting compassion, empathy in the world, but yes, I'm labeled. A lot of people wanted to use my situation for their agenda. So a lot of Muslim communities reached out to me that, oh, we will take up your cause. I said, I don't want anything to do with you. A lot of activists wanted to, fire their guns from my shoulder. Thankfully, I had enough sense to, keep them away and not get caught up in those. I had a lot of anger towards my boss. But when I started looking at his needs, probably his needs were stability, safety of his organization, and so many other things. I am slightly better at forgiving him for what has happened, but from time to time I go through a period when I'm very anxious. Then again, NVC brings me back to the present moment. And it helps me to, manage my anger. It helps me to manage my emotions, look at my needs and come back to the present moment. What is my need? Why am I angry? My need was for acknowledgement. My need was for self-expression. My need was to be heard, to be seen as a human being. Now, when I'm going through this phase of not finding a job and struggling, I know my need is for security. My need is for contribution. My need is for self-expression again. I feel like, in a football team, the good player is asked to sit on the bench. Sometimes it's a lonely space and people label you as strong woman. I don't want to be strong. I want empathy. I want to cry on your shoulder. I want you to listen to me, but that's why everybody has to do NVC. Without the tools of NVC, I think it would have been very, very difficult for me to go through this phase of my life, because all I was receiving from others was advice. And that was the moment when I realized, when you say you show empathy, you listen to the person. But unfortunately, around that time, I had a lot of people giving me tons of advice, how I should behave, how I should do. And that makes me realize even more the importance of just being there for a person. So it reiterates that if I come across somebody who's going through some difficult situation, I'm not going to give them advice. I'm just going to be there and listen to the person. So I value people who have been around that time, who have given me that space just to listen to me and hold that space for me. And they have reflected what I have said and been there for me.